Greetings and salutations, everyone. It is time for the road most traveled, Trinil South. We're going to start here by clicking on Sal. Is there more to do here? Why, yes, there is. I'll go talk to that person right away. Then we remember that we can't actually get on our horse as long as our rune arm is turned on to automatically go. And we'll ride, pony ride. Ride, pony ride. Alright, so we got 15 minutes of buffs. That's not going to be enough to do the whole chain. Not by a long shot, but we might be able to get this first one done. And then we'll just have to deal. Alright, so the missing exposition, level 11. An on Reaper.
Someone has
now
managed to clear a way forward through the cave in here.
This quest aggravatingly has a couple of things missing from its quest requirements up here. That doesn't mean you can skip them. It just means that you have to know what they are to do them. So specifically, this one requires you to kill the cave beholder. So I like to kind of work my way towards the path that I remember the cave beholder being. This is what I want that turned on automatically. This is not it. The cave beholder goes up. The major advantage of this is that once you kind of learn your path, you can do an awful lot, or you can really kind of get the hang of this quest. So up around, don't forget, there's like thrak hounds and stuff in these little cubbies up above. More important in the hardcore server than on the live server. You probably have death block on all the time here, but here's that cave beholder. If you can, I recommend clearing things out from far, far away. But if not, obviously do what you have to. Okay, so now we have to gain access to the runes. Which generally involves finding a key, unless you have the ability to pick locks. Let's see if I'm going the right way. I'm pretty sure I am. Okay, that's the other down hole. The Plague Reapers have actually been the challenge today. Alright. Real quickly, the hole, if you look over and you see the gate, you know that one is got spike traps. If you have Featherfall, you can obviously jump down to avoid those from above, but a good rule of thumb for this quest is to just always jump to the side, so if there were to be pit traps or traps there, you would avoid it. I don't think I ran the right direction. We want to be going south. Go back here for a second. Back to the cave beholder. Intersection. Alright, the cave beholder intersection is right here. Maybe it's... Is it more this way? I don't think so. Just leads you around the wrong direction. This is another map that, or another quest that has 2 levels to it. And it took them a long time to kind of get the technology the way we want to be able to go up and down like this. Yeah, okay, this might be the right way. Yeah, that was the right way. And then we go around this corner. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this, then I'll detour back and I'll walk through it for everyone to kind of get a better idea. Sometimes it takes me a time or two to make sure that I find all the things. Now if you run around through here, you'll find a chest with a key in it. I believe it's a silver key. So let's detour back and come in from the beginning and kind of line out this path. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump over to the right. Do the things. Again, this is if you have the ability to open locks. Again, the knock spell, open locks, there's some wands. I believe there are scrolls. You can get the chimes of opening from daily dice rolls. You can get them out of the store, etc. Lots of ways to open locks in DDO. We're just going to keep following that main path that we were on. Taking the rights. I think there's anything for that direction now. Keep going right when we're forced to turn until we get here. I can't give you a good explanation of how to identify it. I guess like this big rock and that big rock together, maybe. I don't know. But you want to hook a left back around the corner. And then you want to be really careful of this intersection. It's got 2 Thrackhounds in it and a couple of... I mean, you guys just watched that fight. It is a relatively tough fight, all things considered. And then you go down this hole. And there's our locked door. Now this path never changes. See, it's locked. I'm just going to unlock it. There is a key. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a silver key, and you can fiddle with that if you'd like. There's actually been lots of lives that I really struggled with this particular fight. These black puddings, they split really easy. I don't think they take fire damage, right? And apparently today is Famine Reaper Day. So I've really had this fight like make a lot of champs and split oozes a bunch. It's really inconvenient. Once you get down into the runes, these squares have traps that pop out of them. And then around the corner there are more Thrackhounds. So until you get the traps disarmed, you want to have some caution. We're going to summon our hirelings. Should be some methods or something here. Gargoyles maybe. Some sort of winged monster. You just want to have extra caution to make sure that your attacks are careful. Alright, so he's not going to pull that lever. Somebody pull that lever. Yeah, I don't know why this guy like refuses to interact with things. Down here, you'll notice there's an ooze, but also there are 3 fire or ice renders down there. So what I like to do, I like to order an NPC to go down there and fight Because the ice splinters are the dangerous things. And then you can poof your hireling back here. But that way you can get a few bonus shots on them before they come at you. Out of range. I don't know what I was clicking on then. And that's similar for both go-throughs, both fights. This is a cute part of the quest here. If you're fast and you have, say, like Featherfall or Abundant Leap or something, you can jump over here. But those chests aren't real. This is where you make an After Dark joke, but we're not gonna. Use my rune arm as much as possible. The rune arm doesn't split those oozes as much. And then there's the scroll of the Black Moon that we're actually here to get.
The nearby corpses appear to be
Again,
those of the
appears
missing
later.
Nile
Another quirk of this quest is that these collectibles are the first come, first served. They're not per person. So if you, like me, are collectible junkies, you should definitely pick those up first. Definitely pick those up first. Alright, we have 4 minutes left on our quest. We may have to find a shrine and prepare resist energy for our 20 energy resistance. Perhaps. Alright. While we're waiting for the loading screen of doom here. Man, may have to pause and restart the client. It's going to be one of those days. Alright, let's go. Oh boy. You know, there's like a trick that you can see if you fail to recover from a teleport. I wonder if it's on the wiki. I'm sure it is. That's not how you spell DDO. See if we can just tell us what's up. See if we can. Alright, so you can do a /log out. See where it says we are. So we're still inside the quest. Let's just log out. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . can't recall. We may have to just slash quit. Okay, let's try slash quit here. We'll get back in as quickly as we can. Can't help the occasional loading bug or teleport bug. And that's basically what that is, by the way, is that they're trying to move your character from A to B, which is essentially a teleport issue. And personally, I still feel like there's probably a bug in that handler that actually does the moving from zones to zones. And we failed to start. Let's try one more time. Might have to see if I can figure out how to edit the videos here on YouTube. Use the YouTube editor video and try to cut that out. Wow, it threw us pretty far back, didn't it? Alright, were we gone long enough that it got rid of our bolts? No. Okay, that's fine. We can deal. We can deal with this. Back to Thrinil. We did lose our hireling, though, which is kind of unfortunate. But we have an Ellery, so probably be okay. Make sure we didn't die, so we should still have our Kujal. When we lose our Kujal, I will be deeply disappointed. Remember, we got that in Ghost of a Chance. It drops to the ground upon death. Alright. Now, this one is actually the longest and most difficult and hardest part of the chain, in my opinion. And the one you're most likely to die in, which is why not having our hireling for this one is going to be a problem, as well as not having our full resistances. But, you know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So once again, we're basically going to just work our way. Oh, we haven't activated one of these. Let's go ahead and just do the fire setup for now. I think most of this stuff should take fire damage, at least at first. Again, we're going to go to the straight line through. We don't need the key because we have the ability to open locks. If you don't have the ability to open locks, you might have to dance around or again find one of the numerous ways to open locks. But I personally tend to build in such a way that I have access to open locks. It's just like a Samus habit, I guess. Oh, and there's the chest even, so we don't have to play open lock game. Yep, silver key. Yoink. So again, the most difficult part of that quest is going to round the corner here in a second. And it's going to be that ambush up here. Well, I shouldn't say the most difficult part of this one. But it is going to be a very complicated and challenging part of the quest, so might as well get all the bells and whistles out. Be careful with no heal bots to protect us.
The caverns end here at this gate. Ancient ruins lie behind.
They're both champs. They're both champs. It doesn't matter which one gets split. They're both equally likely to be a pain in our tushy. Alright, again, the trap box. Don't forget. Alright, let's go back to fire mode here for the Thrack Hounds. Gargoyles. Unfortunately, not Disney's gargoyles. These guys are not cool. If you can detect your doors, you don't have to go back there. But of course, now I don't have a hireling to rush down there to get that initial aggro. We have to be kind of fortunate that they see us and they don't ice the steps. Since we don't have a freedom movement booty on or anything like that, slipping and sliding is a real concern. We could have augmented our gear to have some freedom movement action, but it doesn't matter too much generally. It's just certain places, like where you're on a big ramp and they cast multiple slippery spells into exploding ice shards. Then it matters. The rest of the time, not that big of a deal. Oh no, we do still have to pull these levers, don't we? I really like the electric loop on this kind of build, just to range stun something. Maybe a couple of somethings.
Something feels wrong here.
You know, we're just playing with a little extra caution because of the no big boy hireling. Again, same scenario. These two chests are collectible hooks are first come first serve. Okay. In this shrine, there's a chest. Usually like to pick up stuff like that before I carry on with the quest, just in case something goes horribly wrong. Should probably buff before I started this fight. Apparently I have a uncle on my, I guess stepfather, I don't know, stepfather's side who's in the hospital. So if you're hearing a bunch of chirp, 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 chirp on my phone, that's what's going on. We're having some family hospital updates. I don't even know if I've ever met him, so I'm not as tore up about it as like some other family who grew up with him. I'm sure I met him. I'm sure I met him at the wedding, but. So I'm not as on bated breath as the rest of my family, but they have it in a big family text message chain. So again, if it's troublesome, I apologize. Try to make it a little more quiet. Again, ranged tends to be superior in this kind of quest where you're fighting beholders and other nonsense. Always remember these big square things can be trapped. In fact, I think in this quest chain they always are. Hey, Godman, welcome to the stream. Little G, Godman. Just recording some videos for my tutorial series on Threnal Chain. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you'd like to add, we're currently doing Threnal South. We're on quest 2 of the 3 on the Threnal South side. Let me change that. I think just let me change this. Firewall in the doorway there. What's the best way to get a health potion? Well, there's vendors all over the place, but I'd recommend going to a vendor, say like in House Jarasco, and buying the potions from there. This way they're not bound to character. You can pass them around if you'd like, and you can, for my purposes, I like to put them into my shared banks, or guild banks when I TR. Alright, we're not going to fight the Iron Golem yet. We're going to fight him last, essentially, and get all these things that do take fire damage first, and then we'll switch rune arms. But if you need a bigger potion, obviously you have to go through there's the control panel. Still new to the game? Yeah, sweet. Well, I'm here to help. So that's you can get some potions in the marketplace. But they don't get these Cure Serious. And if you have like a big guild, like if you joined a guild, you can get guild potions. In House K, they're a little bit cheaper, but they are bound to characters. So if you decide to like TR or something, and you can't share them with anybody, which I like to be able to share and move things into my my shared account. Welcome to the USS Fat Halfling. For those of you who don't know, that's a reference that I'm making to my bus that I'm in the process of converting into my tiny home. I'm going to call it the USS Fat Halfling. Alright, so, important note about this particular area of the quest. Touching these ladders spawn bad men. Okay? So if you jump out of the water here, no additional spawns will occur. Okay, so you don't have to worry about extra killing of monsters. However, why is my rune arm taking so long to charge? Let's have my rune arm kill this guy for me. Apparently not. Apparently it's going to take too long. So what I'll do is I will demonstrate here. So when we climb... Nah, let's not do that one. Let's do this one. When we climb on this ladder... Okay, maybe it won't do it on that side yet. There. See, it spawned that earth elemental over here. And this fire reaver over here. No good reason to spawn that trash unless you just like having extra work to do. Alright, I'm going to back up just a little bit. Summon Ellery. Back here in this hallway. I don't think I ran past the the shrine not that far back there, but I think we'll just do this here. Ellery Shrine. Hey Legion. Welcome to the stream. Warblewin, you definitely don't want to touch the ladders. Ladders are bad. Well, Ellery Shrine back up here. That is a pretty reasonable amount of mana. Alright, so when we come back down here, there will be 2 elementals back here, which is part of the reason why we left Ellery where we did. Assuming that we don't need any healing. So let's pick up this guy. There will be one on the opposite side. Let's pick it up. Let's fight these guys inside of a firewall here. Alright, that's pretty good. To get some extra healing. I think we're okay for just a little bit longer here. Maybe not. Maybe we're just fooling ourselves. Alright, I think we're good. Summon Ellery. Have her kiss our boo-boos. Kiss our boo-boos. Unfortunately, oh. That's why I don't like Thrackhounds. Just undid all of our boo-boo kissing. We can also help ourselves a little bit with healing scrolls, but they're like 75 hit points right now. Ooh, 108, my bad. Must have rolled really well on our get lucky roll. Alright. We got some black pudding. Looks like there's a reaper over there. Go evil ghost shot. So there are ways to regenerate mana in Dungeons & Dragons Online. However, most of them are convoluted. So there are SP potions that you can drink that you can find or purchase out of the store. There are a couple of items that you can get that give you like little hits of mana back. In fact, one of them you can actually get extremely early in the game. At a Korthos village, there's a necklace that has 2 clickies of like minor mana recovery type thing. I forget exactly what it's called. And a couple of the top level raids, they have items that give you back SP or mana. And then there's a couple of other items scattered throughout the game that you can click to get mana. But that is pretty... They're not like the most common items. What is more common is you'll get a hireling like what I have right here with Ellery, with a ability called Divine Vitality. And you can take it yourself as a cleric, but you can't use it on yourself. Somebody else has to use it on you. So it's not super taken anymore. It used to be taken a lot, but it's not so much anymore. And then there's one other way, depending on the mode of the game that you play. And I play on a setting called Reaper mode. And then in Reaper mode, sometimes monsters will die and turn into like a little glowy ball. And if you eat those, you'll get some mana back when you eat those. It is, in fact, a little bit harder for casters. So, like, here's one. So, if I eat this thing, I got 60 mana back. Now, the advantage is that casters actually have an awful... Before I get these earth elementals, before I forget. Oh, also, real fast, before I get down that tray... when you guys come out of the Killing the Beholder, don't fall down right away, because you'll land over here and you'll have to deal with stuff that spawns on that side. Just walk over and fall down further, so you just have to deal with the stuff that you already have to kind of deal with anyway. So again, to go back to the thing, casters have a lot of abilities now to give them either melee capabilities with the Eldritch Knight tree, or abilities to have low-level spell-like abilities that cost a lot less mana, but do have a really cool effect. Like this Necrotic Bolt costs 10 spell points, and it does a d6 plus 3 per caster level. So, like, that's a really efficient use of mana. There's a couple other ones out here. Like in the Archmage tree, you can get spells that cost basically nothing. So there are ways that low-level casters can kind of make their mana go further. But if you're all blasty, it can be quite tricky, yes. Alright, I need to line up for this other shot here.
The man across the bridge bears a striking resemblance to Coil. His face and demeanor, though, belong to a darker, grimmer man.
Okay. We told this guy to whatever it takes to get through the quest. Bam, done. That took us 21 minutes. That was actually a pretty pretty quick one, actually. I don't think we could have shaved too much more time off of that. Alright, so this is the last one in the south, as well as the last one of the overall chain. There's a couple of fire giants in here, so we're going to stick to the not fire spell powers. Probably just go back to acid. And there's not enough guys in here unless there's reapers to worry about the reaper experience, but you have to kill all the guys. In fact, this quest, because it's so little and so quick, way back in the Wayback Machine, people would actually play Catch the Window, which is a way of doing the quest over and over and over again without having to do the prereqs. But it's not really the same value that it used to be now. So like it took us, even kind of like talking a little bit, it took us 51 seconds to do this quest for 1,000 experience. But that quest it falls down very quick now. So if we repeated this, we would not get 1,000 experience. We'd get like, I don't know, like 400. So it drops off really quickly. But way back when, it used to be pretty sweet to do that. Alright, so we've finished the Thrinal South. We talked to and advanced our quest. So now let's go get our sweet end reward. Again, I've pre-planned I'm going to take a mantle of the World Shaper, but I'm going to only do that specifically for a different goal. But there's an awful lot of interesting items that can come out. I've never actually gotten this sword before. Oh, I think I have to take this sword. I've never pulled one. I don't know if I would even use it, but I feel like if I don't take it now, in all my years of playing Dungeons & Dragons Online, I've never pulled this bloody sword. Damn it. Alright, I feel like I have to take this sword. It's because I had planned to take the other thing, right? So this Mantle of the World Shaper is always here. This is an always drop. Gives heroic inspiration, aka 5% bonus to experience, regeneration, and it can absorb 5 spells. But it plus a Voice of the Master and I think 3 epic tokens can make a augment that gives you that 5% experience bonus all the time. But a lot of these other islands are actually kind of cool. They're not necessarily great, but they're kind of cool. And then you can also get what's known as a rat catcher. It doesn't look like I have one in here, but I do have one. It's my go-to weapon right now. This is about to get a slight nerf for those of you who are not keeping up with the forums. But instead of having a 17 to 20 times 3 critical profile on it, it'll be an 18 to 20 times 3 critical profile, which will still be very, very good. It'll just be a smidgen not as good as it used to be. Also, this recoil rune armor is very good. So, like, you have a lot of interesting items to choose from in here. These screaming amethyst arrows were some of the original returning arrows to the game. So, like, there's a little bit of history there. 50% likely for them to come back. But like I said, I got to take this bloody sword just so I can finally have pulled one. Alright. Also, there is a trick. Now, I don't do this very often, but if you leave all of this right where it's at, I believe what you can do is you can come over here and redo west and repeat south, I think. It's been a really long time since I have fiddled with it. So just keep in mind if you need to run through this again, I think you can avoid east by some careful talking to NPCs. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to move on to our next quest chain, So again, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something. Please like the video. Don't forget, this series is recorded as part of my twitch.tv/SamusGarobo series. And if you would like to ask questions live, that's a great place to do it. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Toodles.